Hi Leo, welcome to the full moon reading in Gemini for November 27th, 2023. um, I have a bit of tickle in my throat, so maybe there is something that you are holding back saying. Or an announcement that you want to make, because I keep clearing my throat. Maybe you're a little bit reluctant to make some announcement because it really gets kind of stuck in my throat. All right. You have, for the direction of this full moon, which closes out cycles, the number 3 energy of letting go. 3 is the Trinity. It's an important number. It's a creative number. So you may be thinking of creative ways to release something or to move on from something. You probably have to deal with energy, though, because first of all, 3 is the frequency of 3 is a lot of energy, infinite energy. And if you don't deal with it in the proper way, you can have a burnout. You know, if you just keep going. And and there's something that you need to release, and that could help your energy as well. I do see for somebody maybe a dog passed or something, which may be very difficult to deal with. Or maybe the anniversary of the passing of a pet or something like that you may find difficult. Okay, so when one door closes, another one opens. That's definitely something I'm picking up here. But in order to move in that direction, you have to let something go. It is for the future. So this is the direction the reading is going in, and your focus is the Star card. It's a wish card. It's accomplishment, success, healing, and recovery. It's associated with Aquarius. And the Star card is a very hopeful card. It's future oriented. Things can be under a lucky star. You may feel like you're being led somewhere. You may feel a little bit vulnerable at this time. The star has a lot to do with vulnerability, I think. But there's still a hopeful energy with it. Also, if there's information that you seek, or the star card is kind of like, if it's available for one person, it's available to everybody, whether that's information or a situation or whatever. Okay, I'm going to lay out the cards first. So this first column is where you find yourself at the full moon, or something that is closing out for you, because the full moon closes out cycles. The second column is you and how you deal with the situation, how you're behaving, what you're thinking, what you're doing. And there's my throat gets cleared again with that Magician card, so that's quite interesting, I think. And then the last column is the potential likely outcome of the cycle that's closing. And this can be from 2 weeks ago, the new moon, or it can be something beyond that. We also had eclipses, so that can be something, but they're usually 6 months to a year, so could be from the last Gemini new moon. That's also possible. But in any case, we're closing out a cycle. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Well, the Four of Wands is shared happiness. These are people that think like us, that act like us, that invite us in. It can be festivities. It can be rite of passage, right? People are getting married. They're saying, hey, come to our engagement or our wedding. Come to my son's bar mitzvah. Come to my daughter's sweet 16. Something like that. The birth of our child, that kind of thing. But it is shared happiness. It can also be the marketplace. So people that think that your product would fit well in their store or in their situation. Come on in. We want you to put your wares here or whatever, something like that. But the Tower card brings something unexpected. The Tower card is the hand of God that wipes away what is no longer necessary, what was not holding firm, what was not steady. And it gives you the opportunity to rebuild. This can be epiphanies even, belief systems that fall. And this can be in regards to a party or a festivity or some shared joy. Maybe at Thanksgiving, things came to light and it really shook your world or that sort of thing. Or maybe Christmas or the holidays that are coming up. You had planned for something and the Tower says something else is happening, or you weren't expecting this and you may have to change plans, that kind of thing. But you do get to the opportunity to rebuild either your belief system or whatever had fallen on more solid ground. This can be something for the future with the Star card. Now you have the star twice here, so that's a real big emphasis. This can be the letting go portion of our of our reading. In fact, with the Tower card, you really don't have a choice. It's kind of taken for you. And maybe it's something that you couldn't let go of, and so the universe had to help you out a little bit. But the Star card brings great hope and optimism to the situation, and so it can be something that you needed to get out of, or that you really didn't want to do in the first place. And something happens, and then you're like, hey, I'm free. Now what can I do, on the holidays and within the holidays? I had these plans to visit home and whatever, but that changed. So now I'm open. The Star card is leading you somewhere, right? We already talked about the Star card. It is associated with Aquarius, so this can be information that you receive as well that kind of shifts things and changes things up. But it definitely gives you a more optimistic, future-oriented goals. Two major arcana cards too, and they're pretty heavy hitters. Epiphanies, really. It feels like epiphanies for me. I want to pull one more here. Can have something to do with a King of Swords. This is somebody who has sharp features as well as a sharp mind. Sometimes they can be difficult people to deal with, but they don't have to be. They are somebody who deals in logic and reason. They're not always difficult, but when they are, look out. I mean, the Tower, for sure. But also, information may come your way. And the King of Swords is somebody who makes decisions through logic and reason. He rarely allows sympathies to get in, right? To allow emotional responses to get in the way of making his decisions. Not very sentimental energy. If you have an argument with this person, they're not somebody who's going to be moved by your tears. It just won't happen. Again, they are people. This is my Libra card, but this can be somebody who has like a pointy nose, a pointy chin, high cheekbones, that kind of energy. They're highly logical and usually pretty intelligent. And these are people who have mastered their mental world or busy mastering their mental world. And that's why they only allow logic and reason to help them to make choices. So this can be somebody that you can recognize that you're dealing with. Maybe these are people who are inviting you in, or there can be a change of plans because of that, or because of this person. May have something to do with that. Okay? Something quite unexpected. How you're dealing with the situation, you have the Magician card and the Ten of Pentacles. The Magician is your concept, your vision, awareness of something, mastering a skill. It's manifestation card, but it is through that vision that you have, through the concept, and every decision that you make should be weighed against that initial concept or vision that you have. You are the conduit for energy, for manifesting this particular thing or learning this new skill. And you have the Ten of Pentacles with that. So you can become conscious. The Magician is consciousness, right? Awareness of something. And this could be something within the family unit. Now I do see like the Emperor here, which is father energy. So the King of Swords can be possibly a boss or a father or somebody in a position of authority. But because there is a hierarchy here, you have the grandfather, the parents, the half a child, and two dogs, and, community in the background. So there is a hierarchy here. The Ten of Pentacles is the end of that physical cycle, so it can be very financial, it can be inheritance, but there is this need to converse. There's a need to say something here, and that's where my throat got caught, right? There is a need to say something, to communicate something. And whether it is like it goes down from generation to generation to generation kind of thing, that's also possible because you have all the generations here. This can be financial negotiations, but it's also your daily life, right? It's daily living costs. Maybe you're doing some budgeting for a party that you may be giving, or a wedding, or something where family is involved. And again, we're letting go of something through that Tower card. So you may have to tell people, the initial vision didn't quite work out. Let's see. Yeah, you have the Queen of Swords. So you have the pair here. Interesting. And these are people that cut situations off, right? The sword cuts two ways. So the Queen of Swords is my Virgo card. She's sharp. I mean, the King of Swords has mastered his mental faculties, but she's still in the throes of it. And so she can create a lot of dust around her. She can cut people off quite easily. She has no qualms about saying what she needs to say. Now, this is you. This is how you're behaving. And so this need to converse, it may come out quite blunt. Maybe that's a good thing, you don't want to mince words or whatever. I do want to pull another one because both the Magician and the Ten of Pentacles it's not negative. She's also really good with fine details and the small print. So she's really good at that sort of thing. Yeah, I think if there's anything that isn't clear, she's going to be the one to suss it out. If somebody doesn't belong, or she doesn't want somebody there, or things need to change, she'll be the first one to initiate those changes, to make things clear. The moon is about instability, the deep subconscious, but it is those things that we don't see quite clearly, and she wants the clarity, 100%. So you could be dealing with some fears that you have. And like I said, even if it's just a party and you're like, this isn't working out, I'm so worried that, the caterers won't make it, or what have you. It's that kind of energy. I have this initial idea with the Magician, right? I have this initial concept. I'm a little bit worried that not everybody's going to make it. Not everybody will, play their particular part in the scenario. Maybe I won't have the financial backing for this situation. I need to negotiate things financially. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. All of these scenarios are going through her head. And sometimes she can think the worst. So you do want to be careful with that, because the Magician card is somebody who manifests. And so you want to keep your thoughts in the direction that you want the situation to go in. Your thoughts and your emotions, because the moon is emotion. And you want to be careful that you're not directing things in the way you don't want them to go. You're not putting that awareness into the fears that you have or the things that you don't see clearly. But the Ten of Pentacles can be the need to discuss it, right? I don't see this clearly. Let's sit down. Let's talk about this stuff. Let's hash it out. And let's get to the bottom of it. That's the Queen of Swords, right? Let's get to the bottom of it. The outcome is the Emperor and the Six of Swords. So the Emperor is associated with Aries. These can be people in authority, father figures, grandfather figures, bosses, people in authority. And they can either rule with an iron fist or make rules and regulations for the good of everyone. And I do feel like there is this. The Six of Swords is saying we're moving away from over emotional, overactive mental energy, trying to find the calmness here. So you may even take matters into your own hands as the Emperor and just be like, all right, let's settle this. Let's figure it out. We're going to hash it out right here, right now kind of energy. We're going to make the emotions calmer. We're going to bring things back to a balance with that six. Six is always about balance. There may or may not be something you can do about it. The Eight of Swords is feeling like we cannot, right? Our hands are tied, can't see the situation. And 8 is a power number, so the more energy you put behind the struggle, the deeper you get stuck in the mire. So this card always says, wait for things to turn around in your favor before you try and make that move. And so you may be, because you have 2 4s on either side. When I have that, it's like a bookmark. And it tells me to really focus in on the Magician card. And for me, that really does mean keep your thoughts and attention on what it is you want to create, right? Be aware of your thoughts. Be aware of your emotions. And direct them in the way that you want them to go. There's your power. That's your present power. Now, this could have something to do with father figures, for sure. Or bosses. But there's a little bit of a regretful energy with that Six of Swords. It's taking the dramas that have played out, right, from the Five of Swords. Maybe the things that were said. And again, like bringing balance to it, trying to understand it, but from a calmer state of mind. More fiery energy. That's Sagittarius. So you have a few people here. That King of Swords, the Libra card. And the Page of Wands, the Sagittarius card. And the Sagittarian is somebody who is an expansive energy. They want to expand their philosophies. This is my student card. So it can be a young person who's dealing with an authority figure, a father figure, that kind of thing. Maybe we're heading back to school for some of you, right? After visiting holiday, family and friends. There could have been a bit of a ruckus with that Tower card and the Moon card. Something that you really couldn't do about anyway, and so you just move away from it. But still, you're the magician here. And this can be, if it's negatively aspected, it can be manipulation. Can be emotional manipulation. For financial reasons for somebody out there. What does Spirit want you to know? You have the unknown. This is not a normal card in the normal deck. It's an extra one in this particular deck, so I can only read it to you, but it is the unknown. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Divine faith, when it's upright. Negatively aspected, it's egotism. That can be Page of Wands, mind you. And the Emperor, right? Negatively aspected, it can be. Reticence, openness, curiosity, and this reads shielding. But the unknown for me has a lot to do with the Moon. And even the Tower card. Something unexpected. Didn't know that was going to come up. And the Moon is a little bit like, I don't see it quite clearly. And even the Eight of Swords would be very much the unknown. we don't have control of the situation. Our hands feel like they're tied. And so we don't really know where it's going, where it's leading, that kind of thing. And I think at this moment, we're probably not supposed to. You are advised to watch your ego, though, because the Magician, the Emperor, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Wands are high egoic energies. Highly egoic. I think you're kind of being asked to be a little more grounded in this situation. Maybe take your time, especially with that Eight of Swords. Like, timing is important here. Maybe more towards, Page of Wands is Sagittarius, so that's December. We're in that energy on the 27th and onward. Close enough to Sagittarius, if we're not already in it. Yeah, I think we are. Yeah. By 27th, we're in it. We're in Sagittarius. And their motto is, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. So it's kind of hard to discuss with these people. Okay. Well, the Magician card is really, really calling out to me. So I would say mind your ego. Be careful of being manipulative, but keep your thoughts on what it is that you want to create or what you want to master. And that could be your fears. Because we don't see it. It's unknown. We don't see the complete picture just yet. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening. I will return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. Until then, take good care, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.